So, Taisia, when did you discover about Madeira Startup Retreat?
We were at Web Summit this November when during one of our pitches, we discovered that there is a huge opportunity for us to come to Madeira.
Because we were at the Web Summit indeed to promote this edition. And I kind of remember my colleague, Andre, that he was like me, promoting on each stands, Web Summits is quite interesting. And he said that he just met someone that was in Madeira, and this was an amazing opportunity to also bring the team to the island. So it was a perfect excuse to bring it. I was like, who is that person? And here you are a few months after. So people can understand better what is eTOLLs and what you guys do. So can you explain how did this solution came? What was the problem that you have identified, and what has been your journey so far with eTOLLs?
Our project, eTOLLs, helps drivers to pay tolls, and it was born in Ukraine, originally during the hard times we faced. Our business primarily helps millions of drivers to pay their traffic fines, but after the invasion started, our business was at a huge risk. So what we've done, we've asked a team to wait a little bit, accumulated parts of their wages and salaries, and decided to make this investment and to expand to Europe to survive. So it was a hard decision, but after time we understand that it was absolutely correct. So what we've done, during our personal trips from Ukraine to other countries, my trip was from Odessa to Belgium, we faced with mixed rules of toll payment and stopped at each of 5 countries and struggled with payment barriers and language barriers. And then we designed it into one single interface. It's a mobile application that allows drivers to pay all tolls that they need. So our application suggests a journey planner, which helps you to plan your route, actually, to buy all tickets. And the first version of our product we designed for Ukrainians on Ukrainian language, and after that translated in other languages. And today we have customers from 51 countries already.
51 countries. That's pretty amazing. In the internationalization part of it is always a very important role whenever you are at the startup that you time to grow. How has it been, that experience of going to different markets? And what kind of even tips you can give to other entrepreneurs that want to scale their product and solution?
It is really hard because we were not experienced in selling our products abroad at all. And now we are 11 months, and the experience we can share is stay focused, go country by country, try to understand and explore needs, investigate values that you can offer, do best customer development you can, and in this country you will win.
That's really, really interesting. So 51 countries, and how many users do you have?
For now, we have over 200k users already, and we have over 400k turnover.
That's pretty important and crucial numbers, and congratulations on that one. And then, of course, related to that, you came to the Madeira Startup Retreat during the program. How has it been for you? We are currently on the 4th week of the program. So almost 1 month after we began, how has it been for you as your team? What kind of haha moments did you had with the mentors? How has it been the workshops? What have been the major important time that you had here so far during the program?
First thing I want to say that I love Madeira very much. Every morning here is a kind of magic, because here you have an amazing climate, nature, mentality, open-minded people, and everything works for you. A lot of magic around. Secondly, we came here. We haven't met for a long time, so for us it was a great opportunity to start working closely together, because every team now works remotely, but this cooperation inside the office is also a major opportunity to know each other better. Thanks to mentorship programs we had here, we knew a lot new things and received the useful feedback on how to reshape our product, design KPIs that we would like to deliver in a shortened period of time, received feedback on our pitch and polished it, so we already used it with investors and with different teams, and it already works for us. During Madeira Startup Library we had here, we also investigated local problems that we probably might cover with our solution, because for us primarily coming to Portugal means probably expand our product to Portugal. We are not yet covering it in terms of toll tickets. But speaking about Madeira, we would love to be grateful back and do something here, what we can do for locals. And during this amazing Madeira library, we discovered from people that locals have their needs. And one of them, for example, is people are facing problems with parking places, and locals are struggling when tourists come to island, rent a car, and then park at irregular places or near entrance to the Levada. So it is disturbing people, and I think with our solutions we were developing for several years, for 7 years, we are helping drivers. I think we can offer some solutions that will help to create this enough space for parking first, to get faster budget fulfillment, and even to hire extra people to solve these problems. I think it will help.
And I think it's quite interesting. Well, all the startups are, for sure. In your case, is that you are currently in Madeira living, at least for this time. And as we were talking before this started, is that the program doesn't end in 2 weeks. Well, literally it does, but we know we always have the doors open after what comes next. And in this case, I'm sure that we'll continue in touch. So I'm looking forward to see more meetings, more network that I'm sure they're going to have with the local ecosystem. So I think it's a very good example of what the program is all about, because it's not only for preparing you for what's come next as eTOLLs International, but as well identifying challenges and opportunity in the market, as you did. So I think that's quite interesting.
Yes, it is absolutely amazing. A lot of teams come here with the founders, which hearts are fulfilled with the ideas and ambition to make someone's life better. And it is that exact moment where businesses are sharing their needs, locals are telling, help us in this and this, and governments are ready to hear. So I think here is a place where real magic can be born.
And this wasn't practice. I promise you guys that this was not. Taisia, one final word, because we're almost coming to an end. For those that are listening to us, how should they contact you? What kind of information of people that are listening to this conversation, how they can reach out to you, and how they can learn about eTOLLs?
Yes, eTOLLs has a website. We also have a mobile application and App Store and Google Store. I have a quite rare name, Taisia, so you can find me directly. And I love to help others and connecting dots in professional areas. So if you would love to have some business advice and business development tips, please contact me. I'm open.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having this time, Taisia. It was very, very good. And I'm looking forward to keeping for the next 2 weeks of the program and to see you at the demo day shining, as I'm sure you will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex, how has it been so far enjoying the Madeira Startup Retreat? I mean, I know that you came 2 weeks ago, right? So you came a bit in the middle of the program. I know for you could be a bit of coming as a parachute to the agenda, but how has been the integration with everyone here, and even attending the last mentorships and workshops? How has it been for you?
Yeah, it's super nice. I'm really like positively overwhelmed. It was a good start. And yeah, I really appreciate that we have the time to really, with the mentors, to dive deep into our own products, our roadmap, our challenges that we're currently having. And yeah, really like the quality of the mentorship, and it helped us a lot already, I think, to start some thoughts, processes, what we should change maybe in our roadmap for this year. So it's a great kickoff for the year, and to bring socialbnb on the next level, hopefully.
Without getting into much details, because I know sometimes being secret as much as you can is good for the business, but was there any moment or any conversation that you had here that made you change at least the perspective of the ways that you either work with your customers, your partners, the sales, the growth? Was there any specific example that you can share?
Yes, I think especially for the sales part or the marketing part, what we've tried in the past was a lot like, okay, let's do this media campaign, let's do this influencer campaign, let's do something on this channel. And we got bookings out of that, so we saw that the business is growing. But the mentors here, they asked me so many questions about, okay, what do you know why your customers are booking with you? Why do they come back? Why do they not come back? And I realized, okay, we still have a big lack of information about our customers. So I think what we are shifting towards now, or this made me think that we should shift more into a direction of, okay, focusing more on the people that booked with us and our clients so far, to find out more about them and test more with them, rather than trying out a lot more different channels and stuff. So really dive more into the people that already are around us, than spreading out so many or reaching out to so many other people. So I think this kind of shifted the focus for this year for sure for us. Yeah.
So interesting. And now that you're talking about people, and as people would want to know more about socialbnb, and you started all about people, can you explain us what was the problem of the opportunity that you had identified on the market, and why socialbnb started, and who are you guys?
Yes, so the main problem we are addressing is that in the tourism industry in many regions in the world, we see that local people kind of are excluded from the tourism industry. Local communities don't really benefit, as many tourism businesses are not locally owned, so revenues kind of flow out of the region again and don't really have a big impact on site. And on the other hand, travelers are actually looking for more of these local experiences, but for them, because of this reason, it's kind of hard to find them. And we realized this problem when we were on our travels in Cambodia, and there the team met a local tuk-tuk driver who's called Mr. T, and he lived in a village like a few kilometers outside of the capital city, Phnom Penh, where a lot of tourists are arriving, and a lot of touristic revenue is actually there. But we talked with him, and he said, okay, we don't have any money here to build a school, because he wanted to build an English school to teach the local kids English, because it wasn't covered by the public school back then. So we came up with we thought ourselves, okay, how is it possible that nothing from the revenue of such a big metropolitan city like the capital city doesn't go into the region and is there for normal things like education for the kids? This is a big issue everywhere in the world. And then we came up with the idea, why can we not rent out the houses that he has there in the village to travelers that are interested in more local and rural experience? And this worked quite well. We did this after 3 months. There were enough money there that we could hire a local teacher and the kids could start learning English. And this was kind of the starting point of socialbnb, where we came up with the idea to build a global platform where travelers can book accommodations and experiences offered by social and ecological projects, and with this having an authentic experience, and on the other side that the money they pay has a positive impact on the region. That's what we're doing right now in more than 45 countries. We have more than 350 projects that we are working with, and we are not only selling them through clients, like direct customers can book with us, but also travel organizations and tour operators who want to integrate this experience in their round trips. So in this, we are hoping that we can make a difference in the whole tourism industry.
I'm sure you are already. So looking forward to see what you guys are up to next. So it's a lot of countries and it's a lot of stories, a lot of cultures. Can you share as well, besides the story that you just told us, any other examples in the world that you're already implementing, either education or besides it? I know that you are very focused on the environmental part of it. So I think that climate change is something. We're having a good winter, summertime here in Madeira. But can you share with us other examples of ways that you are impacting?
Definitely. So we're working with a bunch of different projects, the education projects, such as the one I just told you. But we have, as you said, a lot of ecological projects, marine protected areas, also women empowerment projects that are working for LGBTQ plus rights or human rights in general, as well as ecological farms all over the world. So they really differ, and people can kind of grow through different variety of projects. A project that I personally really like is the Chumba Island Coral Park project. It's close to Zanzibar in Tanzania. This is a marine park area, so a private island that was kind of overfished back in the years, and they really managed only with the revenue from tourism to become it to a more to transform it into a more protected area. So they have 5 bungalows on an island where people can have a really nice relaxing getaway. And with the money they gain from this touristic stays, they give salaries to fishermen that became rangers now. So they kind of range for or protect the area. They do educational trips for local schools and children to learn more about the environmental importance of the region. They do a lot of science around that. And this is a great example how tourism actually can lead through protection to a nature protection of the area, because besides that, or without this touristic revenue, it would be always easier for people to fish there and to kind of exploit the sea. So this is a great example how it can also, or how tourism can be connected to such things like ecological protection or marine protection in this case.
Yes, and I know how hard it is to measure impact, but I think in your case, I think with the knowledge and the experience that you have put together between not only the partners but as well the clients, I think that's very, very important.
Definitely, yeah. So we do impact reporting every year. Okay. We're currently working on that at the moment for last year. The first one got published in 2022. And what we kind of check there is what actually happened with the money that go through the socialbnb platform. So how much bookings have been done through the platform for which project, and what did the project actually do with it, so that travelers can actually see, okay, where did I contribute it to? So and when they come back maybe a year after, they realize, oh wow, this project has developed their impact further. And what we also count is the number of conversations that we have with projects worldwide, and kind of what impact we can give them to guide them, maybe how they can use tourism for them. Because another part of our work is kind of this consultancy part, I can say. So we have personal conversations with the projects to figure out what they maybe can improve, or where they would need more skills or know how to implement a great tourism product for them on site, and that's beneficial for them.
So interesting. Unfortunately, almost coming to an end, but I think that everyone that is hearing us, that maybe worldwide, they have either a house or B&B or other kind of house accommodation that could be very interesting to join you as socialbnb. How can they do it? How they can reach out to you, and where they can find more information?
Definitely. So if there's a project like a stay that can offer to host travelers, or somehow activities they kind of do with travelers, they can register on our platform. There's a sign up where it says become a host, so then you can be in touch with us, and we organize information webinars once a month where people can interact with us and ask all the questions they want, and then we do like a quick impact and quality check, and if all the requirements are fulfilled, then they can become a host. Other than that, you can always like book if you want to experience it yourself, so you can browse through the platform and see what kind of works for you, or maybe just follow us on our socials or newsletters. Sign up on the website to
and what's the website?
Information. socialbnb.org.
Okay, so everyone is invited at least to go visit
Definitely.
the website and learn more about you, either become a host or a client. Alex, thank you so much. It was a very, very good conversation, and let's keep giving impact to the world.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's begin with the beginning. I know that you majored this year with, this year, right? Or was it last year?
It was this year on summer, yeah.
Yeah, and what was it about? I remember you telling me it was management and...
Yeah, actually,
finance.
it's hotel and restaurant management.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very cool. And then you started working with Revisior a few months ago. Can you tell us a bit about what is Revisior, and how has it been working with them since, I don't know, for a few months so far?
Yeah, so I started not so long ago, but now it's just amazing experience because we have not a big team, but we are very they are like professionals in their sphere, and they very supportive. So it's just amazing to get their knowledges to myself. So about Revisior itself, so it's the SaaS tool for customer experience management, for feedback management. So we just collect all feedbacks around cross-communicational channels, and we provide our customers with all this data so they can improve their services by understanding their pain points. So it's just very useful for hotels and restaurants and maybe tourism agencies. So a lot of companies we work already, and we are trying to expand to the whole world. Yeah.
It's a big ambitious, but I think it's kind of interesting for those that are listening to us, because you are one of the examples that actually during the program it happens a lot, is that you are here representing a startup, but back home there, as you said, there is the team there. So I know that you do your best to keep on track with them, with the workshops, the exercises, the major challenges that sometimes the mentors talk to you about. How has it been for you sharing with them this knowledge from Madeira to Poland and Ukraine? How has it been? How have you been working remotely with them, in this case from Madeira to Poland and Ukraine?
Actually, we have like everyday calls, so they always. We are always on the same page in these lectures and mentorship things. So even yesterday we were together on the mentorship session. Yeah, so it was like our call. So yeah, I guess they understand how busy it is here, and they understand like the
how intensive it can be.
How intense it can be, yeah. And so it's quite interesting for them too. But I guess I'm trying my best to transfer all the information, all the useful information which we get here to them.
Was there any moment during the program so far, we're already on the 4th week, that was like a haha moment, so a moment that this could be very interesting to implement on the platform? Have you already tested something during the program on the solution that you could see results, or so far you have been only preparing the year ahead?
Yeah, I think that we are only on the stage of preparing our platform to be the best one, the best solution on the market. So we are exploring our competitors here. And yeah, we are just thinking about what specific features we can add, so we can be like, so we can provide more functionality to our customers.
So indeed, it has been a retreat for you. And also, can you share with those that are listening, because in this case, I know that you have been enjoying the island as well. It is a retreat, so not only working here with the expression program, but also enjoying the island. This is the first day that is raining outside, only the first week. What have you been doing in the island on the 3 days? Can you share with us some examples?
Yeah, the 3 days are very exciting. We always have a lot of plans. So, for example, our local hosts always try to entertain us as much as possible. Yeah, and we often go to the seaside just to relax near the ocean. So it's my favorite.
Even the sunrise, right?
Yeah.
Wow. At what time did you have to wake up this weekend?
I guess around 5.
And did you get lucky? Was it?
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, very great experience.
And how has it been as well? Because you mentioned the local host, and how has it been for you? Because I'm sure this is, if not one of the first acceleration programs experience you have had so far, but working with other like-minded entrepreneurs and like-minded people, how has it been, that experience, and what have you learned with that?
Yeah, I can say it's just inspiring. So I've never thought about having my own startup or having my own company for starting it, but now I'm just very inspired to maybe in the future start my thing. Yeah, so all the ideas of guys are just very cool and interesting and important. So it's just great.
So for those that are listening, where can people find more information about Revisior and even how they can reach out to the team? So even to learn more about the tools and the details of how they can join the platform.
Yeah, we are very active on LinkedIn, so maybe they can follow us here, or also we have our website, so all the information is always up to date in the LinkedIn and on our websites.
What's the website?
What's
the website?
Yeah, Revisior.com.
Revisior.com. Okay, thank you so much. It was a lovely conversation, and I will see you very shortly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anastasia, we have been here doing the program for already 4 weeks. How has it been, this experience for you? Was this your first time ever attending an extension program?
Yeah, it was. It's been 4 weeks.
Yes, I know.
Time flies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in a blink of an eye, actually. The program was really and is really well organized. I mean, I had a lot of surprises I didn't expect, to be honestly, because I thought I don't know what I expected, but certainly not this level of like organization in all senses, like in the structure of the program and then this local host thing, which I think is amazing in terms of like helping people assimilate for the 6 weeks here in the island. Also, the mentors were really good. Like I like some more than the others, but like all of them were. It's all, each time it's personal, right? Like, and also depends on the topic. Yeah, the whole format that they give some content. There's a content part, and then there is like a moment when you can like participate one-on-one and get into a more personalized or like individualized or company level rather than just general knowledge and theories. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, and I took a lot of from this program for both Spendbase and myself. I would say, because I mean, even though not all topics were relevant to my current job, because I'm in sales and I do not necessarily like deal a lot with the product development or something like that, but I'm like still influencing this process by like giving feedback to the people who do. And so yeah, I wouldn't like remove any part of the program, even though they're not directly related to my work right now. But yeah, also these activities, that took part like outside of the program, like different networking events. Also, like the trip that we took in the first week, it was like a great opportunity to network with, within this group, because there are 10 startups and like 20 to 30 people, and like it takes time to know them and like what they do. So yeah, amazing experience, amazing knowledge. I'm looking forward to the next 2 weeks of the program.
Yes, 2 weeks. And spoiler alert, we're going to have another road trip, so something looking forward to do make it to wrap up this week's. But as you said, and very well, it's the sales. I think it's one major point of a startup.
Yeah.
And I know that you already mentioned that you have been keeping in touch with the team back in Ukraine. But
of course,
can you explain those that are listening to us, what is Spendbase, how did it started, and what you guys want to solve in the market?
Right. Yeah. Sure. So for Spendbase, actually, it's like interesting story. Spendbase was started almost at the same time that the war has started in Europe, and it was like and before that, it was already some like moods looming above us. So The topic of the company is like the idea behind the company was like to help businesses from small to big can get over this tough period in terms of like reorganizing their finances and not overspending their costs on when it is not necessary. So we say basically that Spendbase helps businesses save money on SaaS, software, and cloud, which is with each year they take bigger and bigger chunk of businesses expenditure, like overall, because the SaaS dependency is growing, the AI is booming, right? Like everyone is buying more and more tools, which is great, but the cost rises correspondingly as well. So this was the idea, and this is what we basically do. Apart from that, the company does also virtual corporate cards for which are specifically good for like various types of traveling and corporate travel, especially because employees like COVID has stopped, pandemic has like stopped in a way we used to be. So now people like trying to catch up on travels, on like face-to-face meetings, conferences, and so this is a big issue as well, like for companies to kind of gain control over like what employees spend when they are on trips, like how do they reimburse those people's expenses. So this is what Spendbase allow doing with the corporate cards product. So everything we learned here was really relevant, and a lot of people we met gave a very good external perspective on our business and how we could make it better in various aspects, actually, in sales included, right? Like and I'm pretty sure we will implement like this insights, even though our business is already like up and running. We have a product, we have a large team and the processes in place, but still there's always room for improvement and implementing some new insights into our day-to-day operations, because once you're there, you're kind of boiling in your own juice, right? Mm-hmm. You don't even understand sometimes or like see something that could be valuable for you, and this is why the program was very good.
Yes, and as you said about the team, because your team is quite big, right? I mean, how many are you?
It's 70 people. I think a bit more right now. We keep hiring every week. So
it's a lot of people, a lot of net sectors inside of a company. So I imagine how challenging it could be to integrate everyone. So I kind of see what you mean by trying your best to share the message of what is happening here during the program with them. Yeah. So at least it's a reflection mode of what they're doing and how they can improve every day.
Yeah, totally.
It's fantastic. So knowing that the program is almost coming to an end, I mean, 2 weeks, it will be so fast.
Not a long time.
What you would like to achieve in 2 weeks, and then when you time to depart from Madeira for a bit of time, because I'm sure that you guys are coming back, but what are the main key points that you are taking out of the program, as for you and you say as someone that works with sales?
Right. Well, there are a lot of things actually. I don't even know like where to start, because like I have apparently one of the topics we discussed here was like team alignment, like corporate culture. How do you kind of test out people against your corporate values? How do you grow your team in a wise way, in terms of like you don't then you're not both parties are not disappointed and things like that. So this is one point. And then in terms of the alignment of the product and marketing and sales, how important it is, and how to make sure that the company overall is going into the right direction. And because sales is like a reflection of the company, right? Like if the sales is doing well, then apparently the company is doing something right. And if sales are not growing as fast as you want, for instance, or you were expected to, then first of all, you need to kind of diagnose the sales problem, but then you also need to analyze the other parts of the company, like whether the product is good enough, whether the marketing is doing well. And so this is something that I'll be sharing with the team in terms of the insights, or like more specific ones I got here. What else? In terms of Portugal, like generally as a market, and the businesses that are here and the people who run those businesses, like this was one of my objectives here on the program, to kind of get a first-hand experience, like communicating with those people and understanding like how they approach business and like what challenges they're facing. So this was really productive for me, and I'm hoping to kind of get a full rounded perspective on this by the end of the program as well, to be able to like fully operate on Portuguese market and make it efficient as possible, right? So.
For those that are listening to us, and I promise that this was not rehearsed before, so everything is very, very authentic. But how can people that are listening to us, how they can reach out to you, how they can learn more about Spendbase, where they can find more information?
I think the quickest and easiest way to do that would be just to hit me up on LinkedIn. But we also have our website, Spendbase.com. So anyone interested in getting a free audit or like free price benchmarking on their current tool set with the understanding on the potential for the discount and savings there, feel free to reach out to us either via form on the website or LinkedIn page, me or my teammates. And we will be happy to accommodate that, at least to help get the understanding on where the company is in terms of the spending and how can they make things better potentially.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Anastasiia. It was very lovely to talk to you.
Likewise, Micaela, always.
Lucas, acho que vamos fazer esta entrevista em português. Depois aqui estamos a analisar e acho que até seria interessante, porque o teu mercado realmente, por enquanto, fala em português. Mas, para as pessoas nos perceberem um pouco melhor, conta um pouco a tua história, Lucas. Como é que tudo a AHOY começou? Diz-nos como é que começou tudo no Brasil.
Então, Micaela, eu trabalhei durante muito tempo numa empresa de facilities, uma grande empresa lá do Brasil. E durante o Covid, né, a pandemia, essa empresa começou a desligar os profissionais de limpeza, zeladoria, né, janitors, sem motivo nenhum, assim, só por conta da pandemia. E a gente não culpou a empresa, porque naquele momento ninguém sabia o que ia acontecer, era uma coisa muito difícil, mas de qualquer maneira a gente sentiu uma empatia com os profissionais que estavam saindo, que eram excelentes profissionais. A gente tomava café com eles, tinha acesso a o histórico, e aquilo ali, todo dia que eu chegava em casa, eu chegava me lamentando, porque, como que eu posso... O que a gente pode fazer para ajudar a Dona Maria? O que a gente pode fazer para ajudar? Porque é um pessoal que não tem estudo, é um pessoal que já tem uma certa idade, e a gente não via um futuro a médio e curto prazo para eles naquela situação. A gente não sabia quanto tempo ia durar. Então eu, junto com a minha sócia e o meu outro sócio, nós somos em 3, a gente tentou usar o que a gente tinha de conhecimento, que a gente tinha que a gente poderia fazer para poder ajudar essa classe durante o Covid, né? Então foi aí que surgiu a ideia da gente desenvolver uma aplicação para poder conectar, trazer esses profissionais desligados para dentro do mercado, para eles poderem gerar renda, receita para eles, e também resolver uma dor muito grande, que é a dor da limpeza, de ter uma profissional confiável, com track record para poder acompanhar, né, perfil e tudo isso. Então, a gente tentou unir 2 problemas e criar uma solução para atender essas 2 pontas.
E isto foi em 2020?
A ideia surgiu em 20, né, toda a produção em 20, e a gente lançou em 2021.
2020. Foi um ano realmente muito interessante de lançar, mas também acho que diz muito a tua vontade de querer acrescentar algo de novo ao mercado. E como é que tem sido desde então? Quantos clientes é que tu já tens tido? Porque eu sei que tens crescido. Explica-nos um pouco como é que tem sido esse crescimento.
A gente cresceu no último ano 3 vezes o que a gente tinha crescido em 2022, e a gente teve um MVP validado muito fácil, e não era nem o que a gente esperava. A gente esperava nos primeiros 6 meses ter 70, 80 clientes ali, família, amigos, e em 6 meses a gente já tinha passado de 900 clientes, tudo de forma orgânica, no boca a boca. Daí a gente viu, opa, peraí, tem potencial, vamos correr atrás de um round de investimento, porque a gente viu o potencial ali, né? Então a gente conseguiu esses rounds, a gente foi investido já por 2 fundos no Brasil, e a gente vem crescendo, a gente vem entendendo, né, cada dia mais a necessidade do nosso público, do nosso target ali, para oferecer uma solução cada vez mais diferente através da nossa tecnologia.
Sim, e algo que nós temos falado ao longo do programa é esse impacto que queres dar à comunidade, é as histórias, são as pessoas, é a Senhora Maria, mas depois é mais do que a Senhora Maria, os filhos da Senhora Maria, são os primos da Senhora Maria.
Exatamente.
Além dessa senhora, estou aqui a dar um caso, mas existem outros casos, outros exemplos de histórias que tu sabes que direto ou indiretamente foram impactados pela positiva por estarem convosco?
Não, assim, é o que a gente mais gosta de receber, esse tipo de feedback, né? E um fato muito interessante que a gente conseguiu reforçar e ajudar é que tanto a Dona Maria, ela tem um esposo que também foi desligado da sua empresa por conta do Covid, então eles perderam 95% da classe da working class, trabalhadora de limpeza, teve a sua renda afetada ou quase desapareceu. Então hoje a Dona Maria consegue sustentar ela, o marido e os filhos trabalhando só com a gente, através da nossa ferramenta. Então isso é muito recompensador. Então a gente cita aqui mais de 2.000 prestadoras hoje, numa cidade pequena, que é uma ilha também, que é a ilha de Florianópolis. A gente tem 2.000 na base para entrar, querendo entrar. Então existe muita mão de obra que quer, que viu uma oportunidade ali de voltar ao mercado, de ter relevância. Então a gente tem mais de 150 hoje trabalhadoras com a gente em tempo real, e todas elas acabam mandando feedbacks, acabam perguntando, como é que eu tô bem, como é que tá minha nota, meu score. Então isso é muito legal para a gente saber que elas estão engajadas. Porque isso do score
também é importante também para o próprio cliente, não é? É uma forma de sentir-se seguro. Afinal de contas é alguém que também está a entrar no nosso espaço, mas é algo que vocês também têm sempre essa consideração quando alguém vem ter convosco precisa de um profissional, e como é que vocês fazem esse match para que a pessoa também esteja segura e que a outra pessoa também.
Essa eu acho que foi a primeira dúvida, acho que é o primeiro aspecto que o cliente tenta entender, né, como funciona. E como a gente funciona no boca a boca, né, no referral, na indicação, a gente precisa que toda a experiência seja boa, né? Então a gente preza muito por isso. Então hoje a gente tem um mecanismo de inteligência artificial que faz essa primeira triagem dos cadastros, documentação, né? Precisa seguir alguns padrões. Isso acontecendo, a gente passa 10%, 15%, que vai para a entrevista presencial, que vai conversar com o RH e tal. Então isso é um processo que acaba passando só 10%. Mas é importante porque preserva a qualidade do serviço, a segurança. E como é que funcionava antes da AHOY existir? Tem uma indicação do primo, do amigo, de um vizinho que dizem que é boa na limpeza. E a gente veio hoje para parar com isso. Hoje, então, um cliente nosso ele pode contratar uma profissional com 50, 60 indicações prévias. Né? Então, eu estou contratando uma prestadora que tem 50 avaliações nota máxima. Qual é a chance de dar errado, sabe? Então, eles podem acompanhar e ver isso. Então, traz muito mais segurança no processo.
E agora, no meio desse crescimento, essa validação de mercado que vocês já têm, nisto, se faça aqui um jump de tempo, faça aqui um salto, e vamos para novembro do ano passado, em 2023. Eu confesso que estava a passar, fui uma das pessoas que foi ter com vocês quando estava a fazer o scouting. E long story short, aquele momento em que nós temos aquela conversa foi o início da vossa inscrição no programa do Madeira Startup Retreat.
Exato.
E pronto, e foram sancionados e aqui estão, por do júri, obviamente. Como é que tem sido esta experiência para ti durante estas 4 semanas que aqui estamos, mas durante o programa? O que é que tu gostavas de obter e que tens obtido já durante o ecossistema local, e o que é que pretendes aqui no Portugal, quiçá o teu segundo mercado?
A gente já estava estudando o mercado português, conversando com o pessoal, mesmo lá no Brasil, que a gente viu uma oportunidade por conta da língua, né, por conta de ter muito brasileiro lá. E a gente foi até no Web Summit, a gente morou um tempo lá no Porto, Lisboa, para conhecer. Tivemos a oportunidade. E a gente tá aqui na Madeira, o que nos impressionou foi o tamanho do mercado para a gente, a proporção do mercado para a gente. E porque a Madeira é um mercado que ela não é sazonal, né? Aparentemente tem volume, tem turismo aqui todo ano. E para a gente isso é fundamental, né? Iniciar num local assim, uma operação num local como a Madeira nos surpreendeu muito. E o programa em si é muito rico, assim, é um programa diferente dos programas que a gente já participou, porque a gente está tendo a oportunidade de conversar com empreendedores de diversas culturas, diversas batalhas ali que todo empreendedor tem que, né, passar, então isso enriquece muito a gente. O papo com os mentores que nos fazem entender cada vez melhor aqui o local que a gente está pretendendo iniciar é muito rico. E conversar com os locais também, né, com o pessoal que é local, entender a dificuldade hoje, onde é que eu posso tirar a mão de obra que está escondida e colocar no mercado de trabalho, né? Porque essa máxima da mão de obra, não tem mão de obra na Madeira. Claro que tem mão de obra, só é uma mão de obra que não sabe o canal para chegar até o cliente, que se deixar fica em casa vendo televisão, que não sabe fazer uma página no Instagram, não sabe. Então a gente tem, a nossa ferramenta tem essa possibilidade de fazer isso, de pegar essa mão de obra que está escondida ali e colocar no mercado de trabalho. E a gente está aqui na Madeira conversando com o pessoal, entendendo o mercado, é fundamental, né?
E agora, infelizmente, já estamos mesmo a chegar ao fim, mas como é que as pessoas que nos estão a ouvir podem saber mais sobre a AHOY e como é que podem entrar em contato contigo?
A gente hoje tem o nosso site, ahoyapp.com.br, né? E a gente tem também o nosso Instagram, @AHOY Serviços. A gente já tem todo uma explicação, é bem fácil, é bem intuitivo ali. E em qualquer loja de aplicativo a gente tem o nosso app, o AHOY, também pode entrar e baixar, conhecer, né? Ainda não está 100% funcionando aqui, mas a gente já está trabalhando para isso. E se tudo der certo, em 2024 ainda a gente já está iniciando aqui toda a nossa operação.
É que assim seja. Obrigada, Lucas, por esta conversa.
Eu que agradeço a oportunidade.
Obrigada. Benjamin, thank you so much for being here today with me. And I think that back home, this is quite a nice ambient because people don't know yet about Girafa.Club, but how did Girafa.Club appeared? What was the opportunity on the market that you have identified that you said, well, we have a solution for it? And when was that?
Okay. Hi. Can I start with a short story?
Yes.
What was the idea?
It's up to
behind
you.
that? Okay. I started my job in 2002, almost 22 years ago. I started my career in 2002. I went straight to work after high school. I started my career as a film editor, and during 17 years I could become a videographer, photographer, motion designer, and video producer. I had to take my team to different cities, to different locations, and it made me cost a lot of expenses of accommodation, transportation, and I thought to myself, why with this technology we have, there is no any specialized platform which you can find the people around yourself. Imagine you need a photographer in your city, in your location. Why we don't have a platform like this? I started researching, and I decided to move to a European country to develop my idea, because in terms of events and tourism, I knew that Portugal is one of the best countries in Europe. And I consulted one of my friends who was a teacher at Nova SPE, and he accepted to join the team, and we started the journey from 2020 with our co-founder Omid as our business developer, and the journey has started from 2020.
So, and I think you're not the first startup to be here with me talking that mentioned 2020 as the starting year. So I think it also shows that in very challenging time of our lives,
it was during COVID.
Yes,
Yeah.
opportunities
Yes.
can be created about it, and
Exactly.
Girafa.Club was definitely one of them. How has it been? So after you started the
Yeah.
project, how has it been so far? What have you already accomplished?
Actually, it was a challenge. In the other side, it was an opportunity for us.
Yes.
Because people wanted to stay at home and didn't want to go out, and we started to develop. So how does it work? People can stay at their location, no need to go out, and can find the people by their device, by their laptop, or by their mobile.
And then was different platforms that was used, different professionals. And I'm sure that you already talked with a lot of people, either from videos and
Yeah.
photos, maybe audios, I don't know.
I have a huge network. At that time, we tried to expand the network, to invite the people to join our community as a photographer, as a videographer. And in a few months, we could reach almost 20 people. We had nothing, but we could make a small community with our friends, with our networks on social medias. And it made us hopeful.
About what's coming, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and after a few months, we started to develop our idea by our other teammates as a UI UX designer, and we launched the first version, but it wasn't enough. We researched more, and we invite more people to tell us their opinion, what they need. We should to collect our friends' opinion to have a better platform.
So you have been doing a lot of homework, so you better prepare for the market.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
that's something that we already talked here during the program. Like even
Yes.
I remember talking with you in between mentorships and how important and crucial is it to understand the market that you are in the moment.
Yeah.
And during the program that you have, you're already on the middle, well, more than the middle of the program. What have you been learning or that you already have implemented during the program on Girafa.Club?
I learned how should I make a team. Who is the best person for me? Should I search from my social networks? Should I ask my friends to introduce me someone professional? And about KPIs, about marketing plans. And I think it was a good opportunity for me to learn about these topics.
I mean, I'm sure that you learned a lot, and even during the pitch and everything, I think has been a very, very good accomplishments that you and your team have been having so far. Unfortunately, you're almost coming to an end of this conversation. So it goes very fast. Where can people learn more about Girafa.Club and how they can reach out to you?
We launched our first version of Girafa.Club, the Girafa.Club, which is based on WordPress. But we are developing the next version, and hopefully it will be launched maybe in next 6 months, 7 months, more or less. If people want to know more about the platform, what do we do exactly, how it makes the process easy, to be fast, to be to have a competitive price, can check our website and our YouTube that we explain how does it work.
Yes, and I'm sure that people will get to know more about you and even see examples on those platforms, and I'm sure as well on LinkedIn.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a good way, at least, to get in touch directly with you and your team. Then it was very good to talk with you.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward, at least for the next 2 weeks of the program. Are you excited?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Hassan, thank you for being here today with me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I know in your case is also a bit different than the other startups because as I am aware, you joined Do Your Order recently, but so we can go back a bit before. You have studied in Portugal mainland. So can you tell us a bit of your story? When did you arrive in Portugal? Where did you study? And because I think we're going to have here a good connection because with the university that you study, which I think is quite interesting. And how did you met Ricardo from Do Your Order? So you started working with them?
I studied electronics engineering in Syria, but then I decided that I want to switch to business studies. So I applied to Nova SPE 2 years ago, and that's when I came to Portugal. And for me, it was like a big change from for example, like in Syria, we did not have like group project, or it was all theoretical stuff. But when I came to Nova SPE, we had a group project for each subject, and you actually apply the stuff you learn.
And then after majoring from university, which I don't know if I think everybody knows, but Nova SPE is also one of our partners of Madeira Startup Retreat. Hence, this connection being quite interesting and beautiful for us. After all, you met Ricardo, that is the CEO of Your Order. And how did you started working with them, and how has it been this experience? And during this conversation, can you explain us what is Your Order all about?
So I joined Do Your Order at a later stage as a project manager, and I mainly work in driving sales for Do Your Order. And to simply describe Do Your Order, it's a mobile app for restaurant, hotels, and bars. And we aim to empower small, medium restaurants to be more competitive, be more efficient, because our solution does not require a lot of initial or cost, and it's easy to implement. It doesn't require a lot of technical stuff. It's easy to use. And basically, to describe it, it's an app that can unite all the people who work in a restaurant. So it can be like to unify the workforce. So the kitchen is connected to the waiters, connected to the guests at the tables, and the process starts when the customer comes to the table. He gets seated, and then he can scan a QR code, and then he can make an order, and he can pay immediately. And then the order goes straight to the kitchen, and in the kitchen, after it gets prepared, the order is prepared, it can also send a notification for the waiter or for the guest to know that their order is ready, so they can come and pick it up. So that's simply how we can describe Do Your Order.
And I know it is based in Switzerland, but you have already clients in different places of the world. Can you mention some of those countries where you already have clients?
So we have clients in the Nordic countries, in Germany, in Japan, in Switzerland, Italy, and we are hoping to start being present in Portugal.
Yes, hence I guess the attendance all in the program. That's why you are here as well, to represent Your Order. And how has it been during the program, doing with the mentors, the workshops, the guests? Did you learn more about the ecosystem here? Do you believe that there is a need, or there's an opportunity to either test the product here, either in Madeira or in Portugal?
I think there is an opportunity, especially here in Madeira, for example, because it's like a touristic city, and there is a lot of digital nomads here, and even the restaurant here are small and medium restaurant. So we think this is our like target exactly. So I think there is a fit between what we provide and the situation here in Madeira. And regarding the program, personally, for me, I enjoy that the mentors have experience in their area, in the tourism area, and we gain some insight from them,
Was there any insight or any specific information that you had already implemented on your platform, that you already seen results? Did you remember something? Because 4 weeks, it's a month. So any of those information were already implemented?
We implemented some stuff takes time to be implemented, but we have some feedback on some messaging, like how to present ourselves, how to present our website. This stuff were easy to implement, and we did it like we have the feedback from the mentor and we do it the next day. We also have some feedback, but it takes some time to analyze it more and to roll it out. It takes but we are really considering it it's in the process.
Yes, you reanalyze the startup. That's why it's called a retreat. So for us, it's very interesting to see that happening. Hassan, we're almost coming to an end. But how can restaurant owners that may be listening, hearing to this conversation, how they can reach out to you and knowing more about Do Your Order?
We have a website. It's the same name, Do Your Order, and they can see there if Do Your Order is the right solution for them.
There's a demo, right?
There's a demo. They can see exactly the instruction, and if it's they can see how other restaurants used our app and how they benefited from it also as well.
Yeah, so I think that everyone from the restaurant industry are more than welcome to visit at least the website and to get to know more, which is doyourorder.com. Hassan, thank you so much, and maybe we should grab something to eat, because after this conversation, let's go to a restaurant.
Yeah, thank you too.
Thank you. Stephane, thank you for being here today with me. And we're already on the 4th week of the program of Madeira Startup Retreat. And so far, I think you guys have accomplished a lot. But before we jump into those moments of achievements, can you tell people that is listening to us or watching us, what is Heavnn all about? How did it started? What was the opportunity you've seen?
Yes, so thanks for having me. That's a pleasure. Heavnn is a global tax management platform that we started with my co-founder, Vieira. Basically, we help location-dependent workers to navigate the complexity of global taxes, optimize their situation, and get the right, what we call remote setup. We work with the remote-first companies as well to help them better manage their mobile workforce around the world and reduce their compensation budget by over 25% using tax advantages. So that was for the quick presentation. So basically, how Heavnn started, we were exploring ideas with my co-founder. And we started with a software that allows nomads to file their tax return wherever they are. So that's what we presented as a test. We were working on multiple projects, and we received some traction on this particular project. But the feedback that we got from the community was basically, okay, you help me when it's already too late. Like, we contact you 2 weeks before the deadline to file a tax return. But actually, I would have loved would have been for you to help me before, to be prepared, to be optimized, to know how to manage all of this, and not just a last minute tool. So we took this feedback. We love the environment because we're, especially me, I'm what we call a serial expat. I lived in multiple countries. I love meeting different cultures, different type of people. So basically, we thought that's an interesting project to keep working on. So we kept collecting feedback. We implemented it in the tool, and we finally called it Heavnn.
Heavnn. No, I think it's the first time that I quite understood the name. Heavnn. And I think it's because it is a very specific topic, taxes. most of the people, at least that I know of, are not very fond of it, but it's important to have people that understand it. And I think in your case it's interesting because you want to understand as well what is happening in different markets.
Exactly.
And that's why you're here in Portugal at the moment. And what was the moment that you decided was a good time to come to the program, and what you want to achieve here in Portugal and using Madeira as a place to, who knows, stay?
So basically we started from definitely staying. So basically we started in our bedrooms. We started Heavnn during the lockdown, so we were all working from our bedrooms. We got some tractions, clients, all of this completely remote during COVID, a little bit after. Now after that we decided that we need to leave this COVID approach and find a place in the real world as well, like a place where we can have be in contact with the community on a weekly basis, so being a little bit more immersed instead of just working from our bedrooms. So we're looking for the best place to do that, and because Madeira is such a hotspot for nomads and many remote workers working for companies traveling to Madeira to spend like maybe between 4 months, even more sometimes, we thought that could be an interesting ground to keep growing in the community, explore the idea a little bit more, get feedback faster, etc. So we started to explore the different actors, and we got in touch with you, actually. So we started to talk about what are the different actors, asking you questions, I think, about possibilities to partner. And at some point, we got presented to your program, 6 weeks immersion in Madeira, and we thought, why not? That's the perfect way to get there, get in touch with the local actors, while having the right people with us to help us in this, basically in entering this new market. Then the decision was made.
Then you are here.
Exactly.
And during the program so far, what have you learned here with the mentors, other guests, because you already have talked with a lot of the community already here in the island? What was there any moment that or any kind of tool or any kind of new solution that you have already implemented on the team or with the team or other on the platform that you have done during the program?
There are a lot of things that we need to implement following the program. What I liked a lot was the aspect of basically revisiting what we thought we knew. And for example, I think in terms of product, we are changing our checkout process because we could realize during the workshop on the product that maybe it wasn't that clear. We had the opportunity to think again about our value proposition. Same thing, it was actually, I think, 2 days ago, that we realized that maybe it could be a little bit more focused so that people can better understand. We already received this feedback from the community, but working with a mentor at Startup Madeira that really helped us rethink again. This was very interesting to, keep action, have an action plan, and say, okay, we don't do it in 6 months, we do it today. We start reworking our value proposition, make it more understandable, shinier, better.
That's why it is a mix of acceleration with retreats. So
exactly,
in the middle.
That's a good balance between the two. Yeah.
Stephane, unfortunately, you're almost coming to an end. But what are you looking for? Because now we are being heard on different platforms. What kind of contacts you wish to have at your network, so people back home or cars or whatever they are, I mean, remote, right? Either just waiting for the plane to embark to Madeira, who knows? But where people can find more information about Heavnn.
So basically, you can find us on our website, Heavnn.io. That's the first part. Or you can contact any of our team members, myself, my co-founder, anyone that is written Heavnn on their profile. What we're looking for is we want to partner where we believe in the community approach versus spending a lot of money on ads and things like this. We like to collaborate to bring value to a community. So if someone hears this podcast and think, okay, we can create some great synergies, we are super open for that.
Okay, so Stephane, I think this is it, unfortunately, but looking forward for the next 2 weeks, the final ones.
Yes, definitely.
I am too, and who knows, maybe staying here a bit more time in Madeira after all. Thank you so much, Stephane, and let's keep in touch.
Thank you, Micaela.
And Abel, you are, well, at least the last one, but definitely not the least, to be one of the faces of Madeira Startup Retreat. You started working with us 3 years ago, so at least 3 editions ago.
3 editions, yeah.
And,
4 years ago, 3 editions.
3 editions, so it was on the 3rd edition, 4th. I'm a bit confused right now. 4th,
yeah.
6th, yes.
6th, 3rd.
Yes. So people that are listening to us, they don't know a bit, but Abel has been working with us, helping with the logistics, the preparation of each edition, even doing the copy of the startups that are joining us for each batch, which for me is quite good because it sums what kind of profiles we are be working with, either the preparation of the setup. So the people that are watching us, they can see that the place where we are at the moment is the working space of the venue, but we have to prepare it every edition.
Yeah. With your help and the help of local hosts.
Yes. So how has it been for you? This was 3 edition. I mean, working side by side with startups, because you yourself, you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I have a short-term rental business. And actually, how I get to know about Madeira Startup Retreat was about 1, my business, and 2, my partner. She was one of the local hosts on the second or first edition. And so we have a good bonding with this and matching to my desire of maintaining the events buzz in me. That's why I'm here. Helping, because it's a good networking possibility. 1, with all the startups that are coming and the possibility of having a direct connection with them with my work, and also to the mentorings and Tourism Portugal and Startup Madeira. So it has been really, really good.
Yeah, and I think you are one example of the way that not only that we work side by side with international entrepreneurs that choose the island, at least to submit your application, and they are selected to be here in the island for 6 weeks, but as well as an opportunity to create even a bigger network related to entrepreneurship and innovation, directly, either indirectly attached to tourism and travel here in the island. You are local, you have a business related to it. So for us, I think it's a good opportunity as well to share knowledge related to that topic.
So for me, I was the first Portuguese client for one of the first alumni that Madeira Startup had here, Rumrikun. So it's a channel manager, a cloud channel manager. So I was in the need of doing the switch for that in my company. So it was a good match that my partner, she was the local host of Rumrikun. So I get to know them really well, about them time and about also the program, and it was until a few years back, it was a good opportunity to grow and to learn both sides. Me with my company, and Timon with Rumrikun, at least in the Portuguese market. So it's really good that, like in an entrepreneur way, to have this possibility to match and to connect and to have to get to know these startups, because we can see a lot of good opportunities to be put it in practice. At least that's now that I'm helping in the Madeira Startup Retreat, is what we try to match with other entrepreneurs in Madeira, so they can grow the startups, but also they can bring business and do business and help the Madeira environment.
That's so true. And while you're telling me that, it's like I'm doing this big go back in the story of Madeira Startup Retreat, and those that are listening to us, they can have all the story, of course, but so everyone can understand, this is our 6th edition, so it means that we already had over the last 5 editions 50 startups representing overall 30 countries, and among them 150 something entrepreneurs. So we had a lot of cultures, a lot of stories in this building. As you said, startups are already implementing their pilots here in Madeira or in Portugal. It was a good way to know the ecosystem. And as you said quite well, it's important for us during the program to match as much as we can with the local ecosystem, either in specific agendas like a Madeira Library, which is a speed networking moment that we had like 2 weeks ago, where we had over 10 companies, entrepreneurs, enterprises here represented.
It was
and it has been quite interesting that not only do we make it even more impactful, but interesting. So besides, in this case, we have you, and it's important as well to mention that we have other local people attending the program every single day. We have local hosts, and you already mentioned them. Who was the local host?
And they have a really important part in the, so the local host, the idea of local host is to have a person accompanying 1 or 2 startups and to help them with any thing that they need during the program or after the program. So sharing knowledge, what to do, where to go, restaurants, you name it, and try to make all their time, the startup time during the Madeira Startup Retreat, more enjoyable. Yes. So it's just not work, but also to get to know our culture, to get to know the sightseeing, and let me tell you that it's not to put apart the effort of the last editions, but I think that this year we have a really, really good group.
Yes, we have been very lucky, actually. I mean, over the last 6 editions, in total, we are talking about over 30 local hosts that we already welcomed here in the program. And we're talking about unemployed people, at least during that time, that are in between jobs. Some of them just final their studies. Some of them even moved to Madeira, and it's the first time that they go to Employment Center, which is one of our partners, which is the Employment Center here of Madeira, where we go there every year, say, hey, there's an opportunity, want to be a local host? And that's where I met Katerina, that you already mentioned. So it's a very long cycle, but we are very happy to everything that we have here, even the knowledge that they have, even law, psychology, history, tourism. So it's been quite nice.
For me, when we go to the Employment Center and you present what is Madeira Startup Retreat, I think that this is a really amazing opportunity also for them, because they are seeing startuppers doing all the effort to create a company from scratch, and they can learn a lot by their example, by the mentoring, and that is a really, really good opportunity for them to
even if they don't want to go further, hey, I want to open my own company, my own project, which is fine. No, not everybody needs to be an entrepreneur, but
not everybody has the fit for it.
But it's important at least to understand what's on the table, how it is to work on a team, what is involved. I mean, they are part of the workshops every single day. They are attending the workshops. Even some of them are attending mentorship. So I agree with you. It's a very good learning experience, a very intensive one, but
it's amazing. I think the first contact that you have in the Employment Center, the people doesn't get that at first. They need to
to go through it to
yeah.
understand it. And
Yeah.
as it is a very out of the box experience, I think it's that. But I'm very happy as well with all the additions. I cannot pick any additions because so far it's been very good. And even all the partners that we already had. So, we forgot to talk about Pedro. We couldn't. Pedro is also helping us here in the program every day. So, he's very a key point to maintain the logistics of the place every day. So, and of course, we cannot forget the partners of the program. Turismo Portugal, of course, is the first big enabler of everything. I think for us it's quite important to have a direct contact whenever they need specific information and contacts, and that have already been happening. And Noves be with their expertise on specific topics and choosing the mentors that will be joining us every edition. And you are an entrepreneur and you also attend some of the workshops. Have you, Abel, and I have been asking this question to everyone, but you, so have you already implemented some of the learning aspects? Because everyone can read the blog. It is Abel that writes the blog, and you can see it like a resume of the daily workshops. But have you already implemented some of the learning that you already had here in the program on your platform?
Yeah, of course. So what I've been implementing since the last 3 editions is the improvement of the sales. And in my type of business, I have 2 types of different sales. I sell the companies to the owners because we do a service we manage the properties for them, and also the other the sales to directly to the guests, to the tourists that are staying in our properties. So all the little tricks and improvements that all the mentors came here, the brand, every little aspects I try to implement in my company. So we have been doing this for the last 8 years in my company. So we are growing and learning, and it's always a process of learn.
Of learning, yes. And I think with the startups that we already had, either in this edition, either in the prior editions, is that Madeira has been, I think, more and more. This was something that we have been saying since the very first one, but more and more we are realizing it is so true, which is we are a good living hub to test products, to test solution, either in a very specific time, in this case 6 weeks, either with more time that you can prepare it. And I think you are a good local example that is having that.
For me, it was easier to return to Madeira because I was doing this outside. It was easier to return and to start to doing myself. So yeah, Madeira is a good environment for that. Also, we are locals. Also, we have a lot of connections, networking, and look, you just need to start pulling, and you will reach point A to point B really easily.
Here being the facilitators of context information, I think that's one of the major key roles that we have here every single day. And yeah, isn't it, Abel? I mean, we are there every day, and they will come to us asking a lot of questions, and we do our best as every time to help them as much as we can.
Yeah, no, it's true. And sometimes we are not thinking, we need to match them with this person or that. But during the program, during the conversation, hearing the pain points, we get it. It's good. Being truly, honestly, being amazing, and I can see that Madeira Startup Retreat grew year over year, and I think that the future is bright.
Yeah, I think that too. Always. I mean, even though today is a bit of rainy season, but I think that it means a lot because we need rain to make everything even brighter, right? So back home or wherever you are, if you want to know more about the private editions, you can check the website. You can see all the 50 startups, or now 60 startups that are attending the program. And you can learn more about it. Again, check the blog. It's very well written by this guy over here. And you can check it. There's also a lot of videos and photos of the program. You can keep checking it out. We're going to have the demo day, which is going to be the celebration day, where we're going to have as well guests from Portugal that are representing different areas and entrepreneurship. Tomás Caeiro, we're going to have Nuno Fernandes from the Exomato, now they are digging. And of course, Diogo, Nuno Brito Jorge, that goes from Go Parity, so it's Impact for Good. So what we want to do here always is to bring new approaches, new trends, opportunities in the market. And Madeira Startup Retreat, I agree with you, always is bright. Abel, thank you.